Oh, kind of gotta wake up.
Time to wake up. Yeah,
Yeah,
snap out
time
of it.
time to wake
Go,
up.
John.
So yeah. Hey, well, welcome everybody here tonight to another episode of Paranormal Chat on Lost Loops Radio Network or whatever that whole thing is.
Whatever it is.
You're the one
LLF
that came up with
radio.
that name.
LLF radio. That sounds
Yeah,
good, right?
yeah, that works a lot easier. So,
Yeah.
what's new and
Yep.
exciting in Indiana?
It was a nice day today. It was a little bit warmer. I'm liking this. I'm just hoping that we don't get any snow or anything else or any like crazy, wind chill nonsense and stuff before spring. Uh,
Yeah, it was like 60 something around here today too. So yeah, it was pretty
yeah,
pretty warm. And
nice weather.
yeah, you can't beat that. Yeah, it's like when you're getting 60s into March. It's the only thing that makes me worry is like, okay, does that mean that the hundreds are going to come that much earlier? So
You know
yeah,
what? After this wind chill craziness, let it. I don't care. I'm like, bring it. Whatever.
yeah, you're not the one that has to go out and build it. So
That's true. Yeah,
you
that
could
part sucks. Yeah,
you'll
yeah,
sit in the
yeah.
air conditioner.
I'll send you like
And
pictures, like little fans, like fanning on me, and just like saying, "Don't you wish you were here?
well,
You're not like this."
at least you'll have one fan. So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Where's the little drum thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it needs the symbols, the things. But so oh well,
Yep. So what's new?
not much really. It's
Oh yeah.
with the weather changing, things are starting to pick up and headed out to different places, and it's time to start. Headed out to Ashmore on Thursday. I haven't been out there for a while, and so it's
Yeah.
time to go out there and do a couple projects and hopefully get things started there with the digging the ground and getting the footings and stuff like that in, so we can start building out there. 'Cause I'm ready. Got to get it going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I bet. Yeah. Hopefully you can get started and kind of get back on schedule because I know that you're kind of behind like what you were hoping to where you're hoping
Yeah,
to be at with things.
yeah. I mean, I don't mind working in the winter, and but I couldn't do anything because we needed to get those footings in. So hopefully Thursday, the guy tells me he's going to try to get out there. So hopefully that happens. It's supposed to be like 67 out there the next couple of
Good.
days, 60, 61 the next couple of days. Of course,
Mhm.
Thursday where we're going out, there's supposed to be like 40 something. And then it's supposed to be back up to 60 after that. So
Yeah, of
hopefully,
course.
yeah, but I don't mind. We'll go out and get it done. So what's exciting and new there at Rhodes?
Oh, not a whole lot. I mean, just it looks like we're getting more bookings and stuff, so it's kind of booking up more. So if anybody's wanting to book, you might want to find those dates that you're looking for soon. Yeah, Crystal keeps telling me she's like, "Oh, got this date booked. Oh, this one's booked. That one's booked." So
And
it's
that's
gonna get
cool.
busy. Yeah, it's gonna
But
get busy.
if you haven't been to Rhodes, like we got, and it's kind of just a little about a minute or so long. So we'll just kind of play this for you so you can get an idea of taking like a little walk through with Rhodes Hotel. So let's see if we can cue this up, make it work. So just a quick walkthrough of Rhodes Hotel.
Yeah, we need a little thing at the end going. That would top it
So
off, right? We get to see all the building, and at the end, it's like, hey,
we'll work on that. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's a
send me that.
future
I'll see if
thing.
I could. Yeah, send me that. I'll see if I can't include that somewhere.
Yeah, that's okay.
Either that, or I
Yep.
could, we could put the donut demon at the very end of it or something like that.
Oh,
If you don't book, this is what you get.
yeah. That might not go over too well on your end. She
Yeah,
might be a little
that's all right.
upset with you. Yeah.
What's new? So
We'll know if she's watching right now. She's probably in bed, but we'll know in a minute if she's watching because she's gonna pop up on there and be
there'll
like,
be a comment
Robin.
or a text or something. So
Yeah, there'll be something that'll go through soon. But
yeah, I was kind
yeah,
of playing with this today and found out a couple of things. I mean, I could add like videos to this and all too. So
mm,
that while we're talking. So
yeah.
yeah, you can pop that in there like while we're talking on stuff. So that
Oh, that's cool.
she wouldn't even know it. So
Yeah, yeah. It's
yeah,
cool. Learn new things every day about the things that we
yeah,
can do.
something like that. So well, we're
Yeah,
kind of talking a little bit, waiting for Sandy to get in here with us, and
yeah, yeah.
so hopefully she'll be able to join us here pretty quick.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I told her. Yeah, I told her the first few we usually talk, so she should be on pretty soon, I'd imagine. But
yep,
yeah, yeah. While you're throwing that on the bottom of the screen, anyone that's looking, like I said earlier, we're starting to book up some of those dates. So if you've got dates in mind for Rhodes Hotel, you should go to the website and check out the calendar and see what's open and work on getting that booked up pretty soon because they are starting to fill up, especially the Saturdays are filling up as well. And then one other thing to throw in. March 12th, a week from this coming Saturday, is the next public investigation. Still have plenty of tickets left for that if anybody's interested. It's from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. and $40 a ticket, and it's limited to 10 people. So it's kind of some of the stuff coming up with that. And of course, Ashmore is kind of like, as we usually talk about every week, you're pretty much about tapped out with the Saturdays and stuff, just other than some Fridays and stuff left, right?
yeah, our Saturdays are gone now until we've got starting in November. Saturdays are gone until November. We've got some. I think there's like 2 or 3 Friday nights between now and November that are open, and but we do other nights too. So somebody wants to come in on a Tuesday or Wednesday night or something like that, it's not a problem. We've been booking some of that as well, so it's not an issue. If that works out better than their schedule, that works for us too, and we can do that. But yeah, we've got our public investigations coming up that we do a little bit different twist on those. Is that they're $50 from 7 p.m. till 2 a.m. But you can also extend that until 10 a.m. by buying an additional bunkhouse ticket for $50, and that gives 4 people the opportunity to stay till 2 a.m. Or I'm sorry, until 10 a.m. So it works out pretty well. You can stick around until 10 a.m. Just buying that extra $50 bunkhouse ticket. So it's basically like $12.50 a person. So it's pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, good
And
deal. And the bunkhouses are nice.
so yeah, they're heated, air conditioned, TVs, DVD players, and those. And we've got a restroom outside there. It's a real bathroom. It's not it's not a.
Porta potty.
We do have those out there right now, just because during the winter we
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
shut the water out. But it's not the just the outhouse type bathroom out there. It's got running water and everything.
yeah.
So, but yeah, if you guys are looking for make donations, you can just send that. Jump on their website there, lostlimsfoundation.org, or send the PayPal donation through at Mike at lostlimsfoundation.org, and
Yep.
and that works too.
Yeah,
So
and other things that you guys can do if everybody buys stuff off Amazon. If you go to like Amazon, you can do the Amazon Smiles thing. Look up the charity and stuff there, and it costs nothing. Whatever you order, you just order it, and they make a small portion that they donate actually to the charity if you pick Lost Limbs Foundation. So just different ways that you can do fundraisers and stuff like that, and like that. You can just pick the charity to help and. I mean, you're already buying this stuff on Amazon anyway, right? So might as
yep.
well just add it in there, and a little bit will add up to a lot over time.
And I think it's just Smile. Smile.amazon.com, and it goes there automatically, and then you can just pick that up. I mean, I do everything I do through Smile, .amazon, and it all goes to Lost Limbs Foundation, and I think it's 5% of the whatever the
I think something like that.
Yeah, thanks. 5% goes back to Lost Limbs Foundation, and so it's a easy way for them just to to pick up some extra money, extra donations and all too. So that works out great. And
yep. Yep, it's just little things like that, helps out. So, and then like I said, I mean, everybody buys stuff off Amazon. It costs nothing extra to do it.
So
So,
yeah, so I cleaned up our lobby here at the theater this past week or last week and finished it off yesterday. And
mm.
Norma's like, "What? You clean this all up because you got a lot of boxes coming in or something, or what?" So, maybe. So but I think I did order a couple extra things that'll be in tomorrow. So, and possibly Thursday. So I'll probably never see the Thursday item.
Possibly Friday and Saturday.
So yeah.
Maybe not Sunday, but Monday.
Well, I think Sandy might be with us.
Okay.
I see a white screen, so I'm not sure if her camera's working or not. So,
Oh.
but yeah, we'll see if we can get her in here and see if she's got a picture to that white screen that I'm seeing. So let's see what happens here. It's thinking about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's working on it. I see the little circle. Yeah. I think I can.
Yeah, it's not looking real good though. So Sandy's in jail or something. I'm not sure, but
she could literally be in jail. She might be. Exactly. She might be at the jail tonight.
I'm not sure if Sandy can hear us or not, but if you can, you may just want to jump out and bring it back in. I saw her kind of pop in once, and then it went white screen. So yeah. So I'm not. Just don't think she's able to get in here right now. So hopefully soon she can do that. And but
yeah.
So yep, it's having some issues right now with getting in here. So I think she got a new laptop and all. So
yeah, that's what she was saying. New laptop, and she thinks she was okay with it, but
so much for that idea.
Maybe there's some tweaks that need to be done.
Yeah. And because it seems like that's not working so well for her. So hopefully she'll be able to get in there pretty quick with it, and we can get her on.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll pop in a minute.
I know she's trying because it's showing up, but it's just a matter of it's not really coming in. So
yeah, gotta love technology.
Yeah,
it's great when it works, and it sucks when it doesn't.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what's sad right now is that we depend on it so much that when it doesn't work, it's like, oops, now what do we do?
So, yeah, exactly. Yep. It'll be fun, when we get her on. Like I was telling you last week, the event that we did when I was there, that we did a split, and half of it helped the charity and half helped the jail.
Mm-hmm.
And like there were some cool pictures that I took that I can't post because I'm afraid I'll get banned from social media.
That's kind of scary.
So yeah, well, and we'll talk. I'm sure we'll talk about this some, but. There was like a murder mystery type thing that we did was part of the event, and the other part was to investigate. And they had like this body that was upstairs, like it was covered with a sheet and everything, and all this stuff. And of course, they had it fixed up. It was all bloody looking and everything. And I was taking selfies with it. I was sitting in the floor. I was like uncovered. It was like taking pictures. So you see me like it looks like I was sitting by a dead body. So I was just like, I can't post that because if I do, they're going to flag me and ban me and think I killed somebody. That's like how cool, that's how like convincing it, it looked with it. But
you'll hear somebody knocking on the door. Mr. Couch, we need to talk. And then you'd be like, how the heck did you kill that guy with one leg? And
I chased him down with everything I had. Yeah, wouldn't that be a sight? You like post them on there, and then they like find out my address, and then we're on here doing the show, and then I get raided, and they like bust through the doors and stuff while we're sitting here doing the show.
Oh yeah,
throw a one-legged guy down to the ground, take me to jail, and they're like, "Oh, it was just a mannequin. It was just a dummy." Oh,
you can. I see. I'm on their Hamilton County's Facebook page a lot. I see that stuff on there, so. Yeah, I'll pick that up and share it sometime when Mike's arrested for for killing somebody that's laying in Crown Point jail. And
you'll see me like standing there with the little numbers and stuff and my name on it, going.
No, this is
I
real.
swear.
This isn't fake.
Yeah. Oh man.
You might.
Yeah.
I sent Sandy a message through Facebook, but you may want to send her a text and see because
Okay.
tell her I'm gonna delete her off of here,
Okay.
and then she can kind of log back in. And
Okay. I might lose you sound wise because it's like since I'm using the AirPods, it might go over to my iPhone, so I might not hear you in a minute.
she's responded to me, I think now.
Oh,
So,
okay.
let me see what she was. No, she's not. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. You want me to go ahead and send her a message?
Yeah, you can. It won't hurt
Okay.
anything.
All right.
All right. She said she's doing her best. Give her 5. So
Okay. All right. Then I won't send her a message. And I didn't lose the sound.
well, that's good. And,
Yeah. I should have went. Like, I
Yeah.
can't hear you.
So
Yeah.
we got a few people in the chat and everything there. So if I wait for Sandy to get things hooked up there, if you guys got any questions, fire away. Every once in a while, somebody has questions, and if Mike can't answer them, then I'll just pull it up out of the air someplace and answer it for you. So,
We'll just, in other words, he's saying we'll just blow smoke up your butt.
I was going to say wing it, but
that probably sounds a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you want to do what you're saying you want to do, I'll just I'll wing it. You can blow the smoke, and I'm okay with that. But not any questions about Ashmore or Rhodes Hotel, just fire away. Let us know.
As Michelle said, some of us are used to that.
Yeah, Mike does that blowing the smoke thing all the time. So.
What? Me? Oh, wait
You're
a
the one
minute.
I'm sure that's what she meant.
I'm sure she meant you were the more guilty person of that.
I doubt that. I mean,
I don't know. But yeah, if you guys have questions, throw them out there and get questions ready for Sandy once we get her in here. And if you have any questions about the jail and stuff.
Yeah, because definitely I'd be having to wing that one. I've been there a couple times, so that she
See,
she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to make you feel bad. So.
Oh, it's me. Okay, she doesn't want to make me feel bad.
Where's Ashmore? Ashmore is in Ashmore, Illinois, which is about probably 30 minutes from the Indiana border towards Indianapolis. It's about 45 minutes from Terre Haute. So it's real close to the eastern side of Illinois and the western side of Indiana. So it's not too far from there. If you're familiar with Rhodes Hotel, it's about 2.5 hours kind of southwest of Rhodes Hotel also. So that's where she is, out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
BFE, as a lot of people might say.
Yep. But yeah, 2.5 hours. It's about what it takes to get from here to there. I've traveled it a few times, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just a couple.
In fact, it was if you haven't had the chance to watch the episode, it's the Destination Fear people, the cast. They were out there in 2015, and it's like Road to Terror, I think is the name of the episode.
Trail to Terror.
Trail to Terror. Okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Trail to Terror, and they talk about the places that they went to back in 2015 when they first got started, and Ashmore was the first episode that popped up on there. So it was kind of nicely done. In fact, some of the stuff because I found out what they caught when I watched that, and because I had no idea what I hadn't talked to Dakota since. I talked to him since then, but not really for the 6-year span. I hadn't talked to him much, and but yeah, they caught a lot of stuff there, and they caught they heard little girl voice in there, and so yeah, it was kind of interesting, what they picked up on there. So it was I thought it was a pretty good episode. I watched the entire thing. I just don't watch the Ashmore part. I watched the entire episode because I've been to a lot of those places that they went to, and you've been there as well. The St. Albans that they went to, and some of the other places. And,
Randolph County. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was kind of fun watching their experience that they had in those locations as well. And and the nice thing about it too, when you watch that thing, it's like I think Chelsea was like 22 years old, 23 years old, or something like that. And so those guys were all like in their mid 20s when they did that. And what they do is, is they kind of stay by themselves in a certain part of that building for the night. And at that age, going into an old building that you've never been in, don't know anything about, that's kind of creepy. I mean, I know a lot of adults right now that have investigated for quite a few years, they won't do it or have tried to do it and walk out. Say, can't do it. Sorry, I'm done. So, and Randolph's a very large location. It's a former pork farm. As far as how much is there, I don't know. It depends on. I don't want to say there's a lot there. I'm not gonna say there's a little there. It all depends on what's going on that night you're there, and what you bring to the location. It's like that, and that kind of goes with any location. I think it's like they can all vary just so much depending on what night of the week it is, or what's happening and everything. So it's the same thing with Rose or Ashmore. I've had people come in and get nothing. Not very often, but come in and get nothing. But next time they're there, it's like things wouldn't stop. I had a group there one night that I think they got there at 7:00 and 11:30 they left, and they were walking out. I'm like, "So you guys taking a break?" They're like, "No, we're leaving." I'm like, "What? Why are you leaving?" It's like 11:30. It's like, we've had so much stuff going on. There's no, if we stayed the rest of the night and nothing happened, we could have left right now and been totally thrilled. So we're just leaving now. I'm like, okay. So they had about an hour and a half drive to go home, and they took off at 11:30, drove home, and they were done. And they were just happy with what they got. So, Rhodes has been really an active location a lot of times too.
Yeah. It's funny, like when when we talk about this the other night, was it Saturday? Friday night or Saturday night? I can't remember. There was nobody booked here. So, I'm like, there's nothing on TV. I go out and I sit in the hallway in the dark by myself. I hear footsteps upstairs and I'm just like, oh, okay, it's going to be active tonight, and I ended up going on Facebook Live and come on, and like hardly anything happened the whole time I was on Facebook, like nearly an hour, I think. It's just like not much happened. Like they must have been like, hey, he's like showing people the place, so everybody be quiet. Must have been what it was, because I heard the footsteps, and then everything after that, it's just like, it happens.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you can never. You can never tell what's going to happen. And I've always told people, I think probably the strangest experience I ever had was at Rhodes Hotel. And that was well beyond before it was, before the charity, ended up acquiring it. Sitting down there in the parlor room and doing a seance with about 20 other people, and the floor just did like the wave. It was crazy. But it did it. And so people were like, sitting there like somebody just goosed them or something, because they're like, whoa, what was that? And it's just like one right after the other as they came down to the table. And I was at the very end when we caught it last, and it was just amazing that happened. I was like, what the hell was that? That shouldn't have happened. And but that was strange. It was a weird experience there for sure.
Yeah, I have to say, if I have that happen, well, two things. One, you're going to know, because I'll probably be calling you from the hospital saying I was walking on crutches and then I got all messed up because the floors were doing all this and I'm hurt. But two, I'll be calling saying you're probably not going to believe this, but that would be pretty wild for sure.
Marcus said they caught a cat, EVP of the cat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's wow.
Marcus, where were you in the building when you when that EVP was caught? If you can remember where you were.
It's like people have been getting that, and it's funny because like I don't know if it's the same group that maybe that same night, or if it was somebody else. There was a group that was here. I think it was a different group. There was a group here not too long ago, and they were staying up in the front parlor. Downstairs, they were like, I didn't tell them anything about like people getting, like stuff like that. And they were just like, we were in the parlor room and it just felt like somebody was like, something was rubbing up against our legs and stuff, almost like an animal. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, I can. So I told them, that people like keep getting a cat. So, and they were like, oh, that would explain it.
Where'd that happen at?
This was in the front parlor room, the game
Okay.
room. Yeah. So okay, okay. So it was upstairs then that time.
Yeah, we did find we didn't, but somebody found it when we were cleaning the building out. They found
Yeah.
a dead cat in the attic and brought it down because
It was mummified. Yeah.
it was pretty much like flat, and it kind of looked like this pad. It felt like that. Your mom probably remembers that cat real well.
Yeah, you kind of freaked her out with it. Yeah, a little bit.
Yep, we buried it. I mean, we were treated it with respect. We
Yep.
brought it over. She just happened to be in the wrong spot at the wrong time when we brought it through.
Yeah, you didn't intentionally do it. It just happens. You just in the wrong place, wrong time.
Never
You'd never do that. You'd
That's
never
just not
freak
my
my mom
style.
out. Yeah, you'd
Right.
never freak my mom out.
Well, Sandy might be here, but we may not have a visual on her. But let's see if we can bring her in.
Hey,
and
if we can
anyway.
hear, that's a plus anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, this is what I need. I need one of these where there's no visual. Oh, she just left. I guess she got mad. So hopefully she'll be back. Yeah. So I was just getting ready to bring her in, and then she's like, "Boop," and gone. So
we can
I sent her
take
a
calls
note,
and be
told her-
like, yeah.
I sent her a note and told her that maybe her video was turned off. So we'll see. That hopefully she'll be able to pop in here pretty quick.
Hopefully.
And, hey Tim, how you doing? Hey, we really appreciate everybody jumping in the chat and sticking with us. We're just kind of
hey Tim.
We're kind of holding on, trying to see if we can. I don't have she's talking about calling in. I don't have a number. If I don't know if she can hear us or not. If she just logs back in, she can talk to us right straight through here.
And, did you send her a message about that then?
I'm doing that now.
Okay. Yeah, even if we get audio, that's good. Then people can just like have to look at us while we're talking to Sandy.
No, we could just remove us too. Just put Sandy's no picture up there.
Put that white screen up.
Yeah. So and
then we get all these messages in like the message board saying, "I can't see you guys."
I don't know if we want to talk about getting touched in Sarah's room because that's a room that most guys back in her time would have loved to get touched in. So, it got touched in Sarah's bed also. So I missed that part there. So I just looked at the room, the Sarah's part. But yep. So that we'll just kind of let that one go. So,
there was another lady. It was here not too long ago. It said it felt like somebody was like playing with her hair. She said at one point she kind of felt like almost like somebody kind of lifting her hair back away from her head. It was, I don't know. She said it was really odd, and I was like, I don't know.
Well, a friend of mine had an experience in there one night, and I was across the hallway in room number 8. He was over there, and he had a metal bottle, like a water bottle, sitting on the chair in there. And I thought he was in there we'd gone to bed, and he was up there, and all of a sudden the metal bottle hits the floor, and I thought he dropped it or something, and he was asleep, and he got knocked off. It's an aluminum bottle that was sitting on a chair in the room there, and he got knocked to the floor, and it scared the hell out of him. I heard it, and I woke up like, oh, I guess he dropped his bottle. I went back to bed, but I don't think he got back to sleep. So Justin was pretty freaked out over that deal because he wasn't ready for that thing, and it was. I mean, it's an aluminum bottle, so they're pretty flat based, and they're a little heavier. And it was sitting on a flat chair. It wasn't like a curved chair or anything. It was just a wooden flat chair. So it hit the floor.
Yeah. I mean, if I watched it happen, I don't think it would scare me. But I mean, yeah, and if I'm asleep and something like that happens, you're probably gonna see a one-legged guy like jump out of the bed, like literally probably fall on the floor. Catch me off guard like that.
You'll be hopping out pretty quick there.
Yeah, like you'll see a one-legged guy hopping all over the place.
We'll see if she's able to log back in here. Send her a message to go ahead and just log back in, and we can do it with with just the live. I think she's coming now.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Just get the audio.
And we'll see if she's going to be able to log in there. Oh, here she comes, I think.
Cool.
Let's see if we're able to pull her in here.
Yeah. All you guys like tuning in, bear with us. We're having technical difficulties.
Yep, we're Sandy's having some problems, some issues at her end there with, I guess, with her new computer and all.
Yeah.
And I guess she might be able to. I don't know if I've never tried this before. I'm not sure if it'll work or not, but she could probably give you a call, and we might be able to put her on like speakerphone. And,
Yeah, we can
try that.
we can try to do that. Let me warn her. I'll send her a text and warn her.
And we'll see if we can at least get her on here and with Mike anyway, possibly. So hopefully, because it doesn't look like she's able to get in right now. So we'll see if we can put that together like that.
Yeah. I might have to lose. Huh?
I don't know if you're familiar with this or not.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a few stories with the whole thing with the sheriff's department here. One of those stories was, I think he's talking about the one story that there was one of the guys from the sheriff's department that had seen a woman in one of the windows upstairs when he drove by one day. And it freaked him out. Like, I guess he didn't come back by for like months. And I actually talked to him. They did like a donut thing, go figure. No pun intended there, but down at the cafe one morning, and it was like meet the sheriff's department and stuff. Well, that'd be a good idea to go down, kind of introduce myself. And yeah, Brown knows a little. Well, if I need some help down here, they'll be like, oh wait, the one-legged guy needs some help. Let's go help him. But I was talking to one of the officers, and I told him about the hotel and stuff, and he's like, this so and so loves that place. He's like, let me get him over. And he's like, hey, come over. Yeah, and he's like, hey man, you want to go down the road and check out this guy's place? And he's like, we're at. What's going on? And he's like, oh, he's down at Rhodes Hotel. And he's like, yeah, no thanks. He said, I don't want no part of it. And then he told me the story. He's like, that he saw that, and after that he was just like, nope. He said he avoided like going by for a while. So I'm going to take one of these out and see how this works, because I don't know. Like, the problem might be if I call her on that, the sound for her might go through on my phone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the sound might come through on here.
Well, we'll see. They can let us know if we're getting, if you're getting rebounds or something. Let's see.
Yeah. I might have to just take the whole earplug thing out, or AirPods. That way, then let's see what happens. Oh, okay, maybe not. I can hear you. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I can't hear her. Are you there?
Oh.
Hey, I heard you. Are you there? Sandy?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can.
You can? Oh, okay. You kind of cut out. I don't know if like your signal or something's bad, but can you guys hear? Can you hear Robert?
I could hear, but I think.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear it now. Fine.
Okay, I'll turn this around. We'll talk to you this way if that works. How's that?
That's fine. I literally have 2 laptops, a tablet, and my phone all trying to get on it, and none of them will. I mean, it looks like an IT lab in here. I can't.
Too bad you don't have an IT guy like to actually be able to help you. Right?
I know, like, help me. This is ridiculous. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right.
I'm really happy to be on this show, though.
Yeah, no, hey, we got you.
If talking on the phone is what we do, I am okay with that. Let's, get this go. Well, you guys are already going, but let me jump in.
Yep, I am going to set the phone down this way if everybody can hear. It says
Yeah, a couple people said that they could hear
Yeah,
the
that they
chat,
can
so,
hear. So
yep.
it sounds like we're good.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's talk. What have you guys been discussing?
All kinds of stuff, actually.
So, yeah,
All
everything but the jail.
So, you know what? I wanted to tell you something really fun that happened. I think I've talked to you before. I talked to the board at the sheriff's house, and you know how we're always, trying to look for new and fun things to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about opening a coffee shop in the sheriff's house. And of course, we'll still do all the ghost hunting and everything else. Well, last week was my birthday, and I went to a psychic, and my daughter took me, and we ended up getting tarot card readings. And, I'm always very careful about not to say anything at all because I don't want them to get anything from me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, do you have any specific questions? And I said, well, I'm wondering about a business adventure. I'm thinking of how that would go. And she put out the cards and stuff, and she just sat there looking at them, and she was making these little noises. And I'm like, that doesn't sound good. And she's like, I've never seen, I've, not seen this very often. What I'm getting is 2 packs, And this psychic is right here in Crown Point on the square. Her name's Gina. She's amazing. I love her. But she said, if you stick to your true self, you're going to have success. But on the other side, I see a lot of negative forces that may come against you, and even from the spiritual side. And automatically I'm like, all right, what ghostie in the jail does not want a coffee house? Because, I think they watch you all the time, and they hear everything you say. But I'm sure you've experienced that at the hotel, and Robin, maybe you at Ashmore.
I think that they watch us. I mean, I've heard them talk
Hello?
to me. I don't know. She probably can't hear me.
Oh, wait,
yeah.
Let me take this.
I can't hear you at all, Mom. You muted your mic. That's what you did.
Yeah, so I was just asking, have you guys come across that, at the hotel or at Ashmore, where, you're talking about stuff and they're listening?
Yeah.
To stuff that you're talking about, and you get signs that they know what's going on.
I've not had anything myself. I've had them talk to me talk stories about what I've been doing out there while I hear what they're saying. But they're talking about what I'm doing, but I've not had them kind of talk back in our conversation that I know of anyway.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. I think they're listening all the time.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise I've been doing so much more research, on the jail and the people that were there and the sheriffs, and I've got all new kinds of, inmate stories and stuff for this year for the hunts that are coming up. And
cool.
Same as you. I heard you guys say you guys are booking up really fast this year. Mm. And we just opened booking today for us. And yeah, it's going quick.
That's kind of cool. We had you on here and then you started booking today.
Yeah, exactly. And, we like doing other kinds of events too. So we have a horror event coming up right after St. Patrick's Day. We're going to let people come in and try to find the leprechaun's gold in the jail. While we try to stop you from doing that, of course, with chainsaws and different stuff.
That's how he lost his leg. He shouldn't have gone to the jail. We kept telling him, don't go to the jail.
Yep, don't go to the jail. That's how I lost my leg.
No, stop.
I was telling Robin earlier, it's about the week, that weekend I was up there a while back when we were doing the fundraiser to help the charity in the jail. And I told him, I said, man, I have these cool pictures. I said, but I'm afraid to post them because I'm afraid I'm going to get banned. Because remember, I was taking selfies with that like mannequin body that had blood all over it in the floor.
Oh, yeah. And at the end, when you turn into the serial killer, yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a lot of fun.
It was a blast. Yeah. Yeah.
So the people that aren't familiar with the jail, go ahead and tell us a little bit about the jail and the history of it.
So the Old Lake County Jail was originally built in 1882, and it had an addition put on in 1908 and again in 1928. So the sheriff's house itself is 2 stories. The jail is 3 stories. There's 150 plus cells in there. And it finally shut down in 1975 because of overcrowding. Claim to fame, of course, is John Dillinger's famous escape in 1934. Since then, it was kind of just left sit and rot. And the old Sheriff's House Foundation picked it up in 87, and we're a restoration preservation foundation. So we're a non-for-profit. So the money that we do make from our events or ghost hunts or tours, it all goes back into restoring the jail and keeping it there so we can continue teaching its history, and all the cool events that went along with it. One of the biggest one people don't know is Sheriff Roy Holley was the sheriff in 33. He was shot and killed in a property dispute, and they asked his wife, Lillian Holley, to finish his term of office. And which wasn't really uncommon. Like, it's a law in the books that a wife can finish her husband's term of office. But she was the first female sheriff in Indiana. And it's really cool. Dillinger happened to escape while she was sheriff, but she went on to do a lot of amazing things,
That's awesome. I mean, you're digging up all this other information and stuff too, that you can use that's helpful for you guys up there with all the work you're doing.
Oh, yeah. And we get to have, so much fun that we can invite the public in to have fun with us, And honestly, one of the best times, you were there with Ben Hansen.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing was we were all like so tired. It was a long hunt, long night. We were sitting outside at like 3 a.m, whatever it was, on the curb. And a person had come out of a nearby bar. You could tell they had drank quite a bit. Got into a car right across from us, a stick shift, and killed it like 3 times trying to back out.
Yeah.
And started going down the road, made it to the corner, killed it again. And out of nowhere, Ben just like jumps up. He's like, nope, not happening. And he ran down there, pulled this person out of the car and said, you're not driving today. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I was like, so do you do this in every little town you go to? I mean, he made the right call for sure, but I was kind of laughing that the person in the car had no idea who he was,
Yeah.
Was he yelling "citizens arrest" as he's running down the street?
No, or I would have recorded that.
You're like, Ben Hansen, I used to be FBI. I'm like, getting you out of the car now.
I did record him standing on the porch singing, what's that song? What a Beautiful World. He was singing that on the porch. I got that one recorded.
Yeah. So much fun.
And then just like you guys, we had the Ghost Brothers come out, and there was like a mix-up on the date they were supposed to come. So they came on the Friday instead of the Saturday. And that Friday we were doing an escape room in there, and all of us were yelling at these people like we were guards, just like yelling at them while they were in the cells. And they're like, can we yell at them? Can we be like, can we do what you guys are doing? I'm like, sure. So they start yelling at people, and and then they came back the next night for their event. So it's like always something fun going on,
That's awesome.
Sandy, I don't know if you've got the screen up where you can see things that we pop up here on it, but Marcus was wondering, what do you guys charge there for the jail investigations?
The hunts are $25 per person, and they're 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. And you can go to crownpointjail@gmail.com to book a hunt.
Okay, that's the email address. They can email you there at that address then, right?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a website. Don't you guys have a website for that? I know there's a Facebook page if they go to like what's the old sheriff's house, I think. Yeah. Or yeah, okay. We got it up on the screen now, oldsheriffshouse.org.
Yeah, but you can send a request through there. It'll come to the Gmail anyway, to me. And honestly, I've been there 11 years. I've only been the president for going on 3. But the former board, they really didn't want to advertise ghost hunts. They were like, we don't want to be the haunted jail. So we've never really advertised. We've always kind of been word of mouth on the down low. So on our webpage, you really won't see anything about the ghost hunts, which is kind of funny. But, the Facebook page, of course, you can go in there and see a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
I have beagles, and they've decided they'd like to bark right now. and yeah, he sounds like a dying seal. We go for walks, and people come out of their backyard going like, what is that? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, that's right. Yeah, there's another location I've helped with that their board was kind of apprehensive about the whole thing as well, doing the ghost stuff and all like that, until they started realizing how much money it was actually bringing in, to their, and keeping the house and everything up and running. Mike's been there, Cheney Mansion. And
Yeah.
the place is gorgeous. And if it wasn't for some of the ghost stuff, they wouldn't have the money to fix this stuff. So the ghost investigations and tours and all make a huge difference in some of these locations and how things are done.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you. I think that we have had so much support from the paranormal community. We've been actually running the ghost hunts almost 10 years now. And we've just had so much great support. It's amazing, and I agreed. They didn't agree at the time. They liked the money. There was just a different side of it for them. So I was okay with it. It's fine. And people find us. We book up every year. So I it works.
Yeah, most locations don't have a problem. If there's even minimal activity at a lot of these places, they're going to book. They're going to book stuff. Unless they just have horrible experience when they go there by the people that are hosting it or something like that. It's just you should have an issue.
Yeah, exactly. I know, like Joliet Prison has kind of been one of those off and on things because they've had some bad experiences. So I have not been there myself. That's I think they filmed Blues Brothers there.
Right.
I have not been there myself, but I think they're kind of one of those off and on ones because they have a hard time finding somebody to actually run the hunts that's, that they trust, I guess. Not sure.
Well, I think they ran into some problem. What they were charging to come up there was incredible. I can't believe how much they're charging up there. It's so high. And it makes places like Waverly Hills and Trans-Allegheny seem cheap. And so for the last time I looked, now they may have changed that, I don't know, but in fact, I'll see if I can't find something on it. But yeah, it was incredible what they were getting for that.
Yeah, I heard that they were doing it that way because they didn't want anybody to come, so they set it at a ridiculous price. But again, that's just rumor. I've never tried to book a hunt there myself.
Yeah, I've never been there. I'm familiar with the place, but I've never been there.
Right.
Well,
so,
what's that?
I can tell you a fun story.
Yeah.
I know when you've been there before, we've talked about James First Salmons, who was one of our inmates. Mm-hmm. And he was like Capone's right-hand guy, And I always knew about Salmons. And then we had this other just guy who slit his throat ear to ear, and we would talk about him, you know.
Yeah.
Well, come to find out, those two, the guy that slit his throat, his name was John Lynch. Him and Salmons committed a murder together. In like 1915, they killed a saloon keeper. And they both ended up in Crown Point Jail at the same time for different things. But they were going to get Lynch for that murder. And Lynch was like, no, Salmons did it. I didn't do it. So on the day he was supposed to see the judge, he asked for a razor and to shave, but he ended up, slitting his throat. Yeah. But it's crazy because I had no idea that this other person was connected to Salmons. Yeah. So like the history just like keeps unfolding. And then up in the big cell block where they shot some of the movie Public Enemies, we call it Universal. I found on the wall, carved in the wall, was like 9/14/17 LJ. And John Lynch committed suicide 9/16/17, 2 days after that. And I know the initials are flipped, but again, it was 1917. Maybe he was dyslexic or something else. I don't know if it's really connected, but it's a pretty cool coincidence.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys either. Like with your places, when you go in, do you look for specific people? Like, do you have people were there and you like call them out, or is it just more general?
Most of the time, like on my end, most of the time I'm just kind of in general, just to see, you know what I mean? Kind of one of those things. Hey, whoever's in here, if you want to say something, run recorders or whatever. But then there's times too that I'll go to specific areas. Like, I might go to Everett's room and actually, maybe see if I can make some kind of contact and just like, be asking for Everett. I don't know. What about you, like on your end, Robin?
There's at least two spirits in Ashmore that most people try to talk to. That's Joe and Elva. And they can usually tell because it's the little girl, and Joe was the guy that kind of took care of the groundskeeper out there and did stuff. So those are probably the two popular ones that most people always try to communicate with out there. And I, of course, I'm always one of those that's kind of the skeptical side of me said, how do you really know that's them? But that's the ones they usually try to talk to anyway.
Right. And Robin, I cannot believe I have not been to your place yet. I am the worst about travel.
I'm out here. So I've been to the jail.
I know, and it was fun when you were there one night. You actually brought up your cameras, and we were watching a group hunt at Ashmore while you were at the jail.
So, yeah. I think when I was out there, it was when Ben and Chad were out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yep. You were there then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best one was locking Chad down in that maintenance room and hearing him scream down there.
Yeah.
That was great.
Scream? Imagine that.
But that was the night too that they asked if anybody was there, if they'd give him a sign. And one of the globes fell off of the ceiling light fixture.
That's right.
And that was seriously the first time I found out those were plastic. I thought they were glass. They're not.
Yeah, I remember a lot of this stuff. Some of the stuff I forgot. I mean, it's been a little while, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I think both of you have worked with Ghost Hunts USA.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that right? I'm actually meeting them tomorrow. They are looking to set up an event to have people come out to the jail and investigate. So that should be fun.
Meeting with Beth?
Yes, they're coming out to check out the place.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe Tyler might come with her. I'm not sure if he'll be there or not. So
I'm not positive. I just know they're in the area, and they asked if they could come by, and I said sure.
Pam might be with them too, but when they come in, you should just sit there and very straight face say, guys, we need to just cancel this. I was talking to a gentleman and he told me that he does not want anything to do with you. and just then tell them it was, and just tell them who it is. Then they'll be like, yeah. So, yeah. I've not had a problem.
I will. Guys. I will.
So, yes, they're a good group. I would vouch for them. In fact, they've held training seminars out at Ashmore the last couple of years in the middle of the winter when there's no heat, and we've done training seminars at Ashmore with them. So, but yeah, they're a good group. I think you'll be happy with working with them, and they're very, the thing that I like about that group, and not to go off too much for them, just to kind of give you a little insight with them, is that they work with the people that they bring in. It's not a matter of like, let me just let me take your money, we're going to open the door, and you guys have a good time. They don't do that. They'll bring equipment, they'll go through, they'll explain things to people, and they'll talk to them and help them. And so it's really a good learning experience for people that never investigated before either.
Right. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I run into it just a few times where people kind of think you're a key holder and you can't offer anything, and I'm, it is what it is, but I love the groups that come in and actually talk to you and want to know the history and, like evidence you've gotten in there, hot spots and stuff like that. So it makes their event better.
Sure. And
that's always fun.
Oh yeah. Now, do you have people to spend the night there at the jail also or not?
No, we have not done that yet. We only go till 2 a.m. And if it's really active at 2 a.m., we'll let it go another hour, but we're always on site with the groups. That's just kind of how it's set up. We don't go in and hunt with them. They can have their own private investigation. Usually we're out on the front porch, but we're there if they need anything, but no, we really haven't done any overnights.
So that'd be kind of an interesting thing if they want to, spend the night in a jail cell. And that'll be that'd be an interesting play on things there. I would be doing something like that, just a little extra money, and you're going to spend the night in the jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we want to, start trying some new stuff, of course. And, we've gotten a lot of changes. We put a lot of money in this past year to get some work done in different areas in there. We actually just got a grant to replace all the ceiling panels in Dillinger's cell block.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the ones that were failing and starting to fall, we got a grant to replace them all. So I'm super excited about that.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Kaylee, just to let her know, or Kayla know real quick, there's an investigation on the 9th out at Ashmore, but not on the 10th. So come on by. You can come by and take a look at the place, do your birthday drive. That's fine.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to pop that up. I was going to try to do that on a private chat thing, but it doesn't work the way I want it to. So unfortunately, unless somebody sends me a private message, I can't respond to them.
I won't even talk about technical stuff right now. Ridiculous.
Marcus was asking, what's the most reported experiences at your location?
I can honestly say that very few people have ever left there without some experience. We do get a lot of EVPs, a lot of black masses, white mists, and there are physical experiences that happen, whether that's somebody tugging on your clothes or some people have been scratched, and my personal opinion is it doesn't mean there's somebody trying to kill you. It could be just getting your attention. It doesn't always mean it's a negative thing. We do have some negative spirits in there, but it was a jail. Of course, there were some rotten people in there,
That's why they were there.
Yeah. And some of them, are jerks.
Yep.
But, usually there's some kind of experience. We actually have a corner on the 3rd floor we call Possession Corner. I've seen a few people just change. Like, they're not the same person I was talking to when they first got there. Like, I don't know. I've seen it 3 times now with 3 different groups, and it kind of freaks me out every time. And I just kind of tell them, hey, you might want to come to this other cell block for a few minutes, just move away from here. So it's kind of weird. There's different areas of the jail that you'll get different experiences.
I think that happens with a lot of locations too. We had some of the same situations in certain spots at certain times that happened at Ashmore.
Yeah. And of course, people always ask you, well, do you get anything during the day? Well, yeah, that's when they're really active too, is during the day, because that's what their life would have been, So daytime stuff, of course.
Now, do you guys do daytime investigations there also?
No. we do our regular Dillinger tours and history tours during the days. But, I had a group of Girl Scouts in there, and I'm talking to them and, just explaining how the jail would have worked. And the bathroom door opens behind me and hits me in the back of the leg. So I just kick it shut and I don't say anything. And then we moved into the next room and I'm talking to the girls, and the cupboard door opens and hits me. And I'm, under my breath, I'm like, not now. These are little kids. They're Girl Scouts. Stop. But yeah, we do get activity in the day.
We've been doing a lot of daytime investigations. I just booked one today actually, for some guy that wants to come out, and I've had people that come out, and most of my experiences have happened during the day that I've had at Ashmore, and it's I enjoyed investigating during the day. I think it's a good time to do it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, at one time, for us, none of us actually live on site, and we're a volunteer board. We all work. So it's really hard for us to, arrange kind of full-time stuff. We do the weekend hunts. We give our time for that because, of course, we're getting something from it, and we enjoy meeting everybody and we enjoy sharing the jail. But doing the more, daytime, nighttime stuff, it might take a little bit for all of us just because of our schedules and stuff like that,
Yeah, and I think sometimes you can get too booked. I mean, especially when you're working with volunteer situations, you can't overtext your people that are helping you.
Yeah, definitely. And, like I said, I've never gotten out to your place. I haven't gotten out to Rhodes with you there yet, Mike.
Yeah.
I was there before, but it's hard for me to get away because we book up so fast. And then we try to do some of our own events, like the murder mystery stuff. So it just seems like you never get a free weekend to just run away.
Yeah.
I haven't had a free weekend for almost going on about 8 years now.
You don't go in and hunt anymore?
I have not had a chance to do as much as I want to. I bought Ashmore in April of or May of 2014, and it's basically consumed my life almost for those 8 years.
Yeah.
We get out a little bit, but not much. I mean, here's how bad it is. I bought a boat in November of 2013. It's been on the water one time in those, in over 8 years.
Oh no. I understand though, and the behind the scenes stuff. When we're up there meeting contractors and ordering dumpsters and cleaning out cell blocks and, all that stuff that's not fun.
Yeah.
That's time consuming too. And I meet community service kids every Saturday that owe community service to the courts. But I meet with them and keep them busy for their 8 hours. That's how I got into the dilemma of this event coming up. With hiding the gold coins, I put it on Facebook. I had 4 kids there and I thought, you know what, you guys go hide these gold coins because it'll be fun if I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Well, Jackie, my partner in crime, she's on the board there also. Well, we went in that night and we thought, well, we're going to take flashlights. We're going to go through this whole place and find those, there's 15 bags of gold coins. We found 2. I don't know where they are.
They're in those kids' pockets.
Well, if they were chocolate or something like that, I'd say maybe. But these were just, gold coins. So I might have to call these kids back and make them show me where they hid them, because I can't. I looked in toilets. I looked in showers. I don't know where they are. And the whole time you're going through the whole building, just the 2 of us with flashlights. And of course you feel like they're watching you. And if you get touched, you kind of pretend that didn't happen, because we're just looking for coins. We're not hunting. But
Kale asked about if they thought there was
normally I would do this stuff up at the jail and the computer up there, but nobody was going up there with me, and I didn't want to go up there by myself.
Kale asked about if there was less chance of contamination at night rather than doing daytime stuff, and I think that's the location. I mean, your location, Sandy, it sounds like you just have to worry about the alcoholics coming out at night. So, it might be quieter during the day. So.
Oh, yeah. But the fun thing was there was a group up in Federal on the 3rd floor, and, all the K2s are out and everything. And a bar fight broke out in the parking lot behind us. I mean, they were fighting, and all the K2s started going crazy. And I can imagine the inmates at the bars screaming like, hit him, it triggered them, whatever it was.
Wow. That's wild.
We're fortunate at Ashmore because we don't have to worry about a contamination during the day, because there's nobody close to us to worry about that. So it doesn't make any difference. The only thing you might hear is a few more cars going down the road, but that's about it there.
Right. We've gotten pretty good at identifying sounds. So if we're recording, we can mark it, beer bottles, they're dropping beer bottles in the dumpster, sirens, but yeah, it is a weird place to put a jail. Why they thought that was a great idea when it was originally built, to put it in the heart of downtown, I don't know, but we just kind of deal with it.
This is a pretty good question that popped up in here. It's like, have you had any problems with getting contractors or something like that to come in and help and work there, knowing that the place is haunted?
Yes, that has actually happened a couple times. I had a guy, he was actually a volunteer, not a contractor, but he went in and he was just changing light bulbs in Dillinger's cell block. And he was on a ladder, and the ladder shook on him, and he got down real quick, and he thought, he didn't know what happened, but then he felt like he got touched on the shoulder, and then he just kind of called it quits, and there's no lights in Dillinger's right now because nobody's gone back to change all the bulbs yet.
Nobody wants that job.
Nobody's getting up on a at right now.
We had a little bit of that problem at Ashmore when I first bought it. I had the electrical contractor come out there, because I do most of the work at Ashmore myself. But I had an electrical contractor come out and hook up the initial electrical, doing a splice for me. And he said, it'll probably take about 2 hours to get this done. I'm like, all right, that's fine. So they sent the crew out, and it's down in the boiler room at Ashmore. Well, if you don't know where the boiler room, that's probably the creepiest room in the whole building. And they were down there, and just as during the day, but there's no windows in that building, and at that time. And so it was pitch black down there. So they're down there working with flashlights, and they're hearing stuff going on in the building. That 2 hours took about 45 minutes, and they were gone and out of there. They couldn't get out of there fast enough. So, so they didn't want to be there. And we've had, I've had other companies that have told me that they don't want to come out there. They didn't want anything to do with it. They just, it's like, not coming out that building. So they just didn't want to stay, didn't want to come in it.
That could shorten up your pay. That, if they come out and say, oh, it's going to take us 10 hours and it's going to cost you $5,000 to do this. And then, okay, no problem. Then they come in and be like, all right, so this is what the actual price is, because we got it done in 5 hours because your place is really haunted.
Unfortunately, I didn't get that lucky. So they just, I got billed for the whole thing. So
we have we have people that rent our tower up on the roof for internet. And they come in from time to time to maintenance their equipment in there. And we were in there hunting one night and we heard voices. And from third floor, you can look straight down through those suicide grids to the bottom. So we come out, we're shining lights going, "Who are you?" And we see lights come back up at us. "Who are you?" And we figured out it was those guys. They didn't know we were in there. We didn't know they were coming. And the guy's like, "You don't know how much you scared the hell out of us. We got to come in here sometimes by ourselves to go all the way to the third floor. This place is creepy." Like, nobody likes it.
Oh, man. Like one of the things I was going to mention too is like it's kind of cool. Like when going back to like of course we won't talk too much about like the whole episode and all that stuff, but with the Expedition Unknown, like with that car coming back to Crown Point, that's awesome that the car came back. That was neat. I wanted to be up there like when all this stuff happened, but I didn't know about it until like right before it happened. I couldn't be up there.
Well, there's a guy, his name's Mark Love. His dad is one of the biggest Dillinger collectors ever. And when his dad passed away, he made it his mission to finish what his dad wanted, was to find Lily and Holly's car. And there had been several cars they claimed it was, but none of the serial numbers matched. And he was the one that finally found this car, matched the serial numbers, completely restored it. And he took us along on that whole journey with him. And he's from Arizona, but he would fly here and tell us everything going on. Yeah. Well, we knew he was returning it to us. We did not find out Josh Gates was going to be there till 3 days before it happened. Wow. Nobody told us. It was crazy. And then they're calling saying, we want to film in the building. We'll be there in, 3 days. What? Like, we have so much cleaning to do. It was like, oh my gosh, it was pretty crazy. And then to have, oh my gosh, thousands of people show up. It was really cool.
Yeah, I got a phone call today from a TV show that wanted to film at Ashmore and said, "We'd like to come out at the end of this, the end of March." And they gave me the dates that they wanted to be there. I'm like, "Yep, sorry, it's already booked." So we just told them can't do it. And they're like, "Yep, okay." So, but yeah, because I won't cancel the event cancel people's investigations for the TV show.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. When people book, those are the people that are helping you and keeping you going. It wouldn't be fair to just look at them and say, "Oh, we got a TV show coming, you're bumped." It happened once with me when Ghost Brothers were coming. It was only the one date they could do. And we had a group booked that night. But thankfully, they love the Ghost Brothers. So I told them, "You guys are free that night then. You come, hang out." And they were perfectly fine with that.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, I feel the same way. You can't just, people. Thankfully, I hear talk about paradrama all the time, but I really haven't had to deal with any. I've had all really good experiences with groups that have come through.
There's drama in every place. It's just, it's out there. It doesn't make you paranormal or not.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, I did tell you that I love TikTok. My ADD and ADHD loves it.
Yeah.
But I started seeing that Dr. Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
She's psychic medium, I guess.
Okay.
I started seeing her pop up a lot, and I ended up, saying, "Hey, you should come out to the jail and meet the inmates." And then she was the one that talked about you. And I'm like, "Yes, I know Mike." She's like, "Let's do an event for Lost Limbs." I'm like, "Yes, let's do it." So we're in that process. We're going to be setting something up for this year to help benefit Lost Limbs.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about Rebecca. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rebecca.
And then, do you know Scotty the Medium from New Jersey? he's a real cool guy on there too.
Oh, sure.
He's going to be coming out at some point.
Yeah. That's
I don't know.
cool.
It's just a lot of fun. You get to meet like so many cool people.
Yeah. Yeah. Robin and I both know Rebecca.
So yeah,
Yeah, she seems really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she was. Yeah, we actually had her on not too long ago.
Yeah, I did see that.
Mhm.
I did see that. Yeah. So yeah, we'll let you know how that what we end up coming up with,
Cool.
And then
Yeah.
of course we're going to want to get you there.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm always happy to come up here to the jail. I love that place. Yeah.
now Pete. In fact, I'll probably ruin his last name, but Pete, is it Gerst or Christ? You know him, obviously. He's been to Crown Point quite a few times, but he said he'll never forget the clown incident. So tell us about that.
Yeah, Pete is a police officer, and he works with the schools, and he has like a group of teens, well, lots of teens in different groups that he, does ghost hunting 101, teaches them how to use the equipment, how to ghost hunt, how to debunk. He's really good with these kids. He has an adult group also, but he comes to the jail a lot, and he came right around haunted house time. And he don't care that there's props everywhere. They go to other areas. But at the end, we kind of wanted to get the kids, So we took them into that area where the suicide grids are, where we could all be in a big circle. And he was like, "Oh, everybody, quiet, quiet. I heard something. Quiet." Got completely still. And here comes my son and Ryan in their full, clown costumes, booking down the tunnel at them. I'm telling you, 3 kids fell to the floor in like fetal positions. They didn't know what was going on, but it was like the best time. Yeah, we scared them pretty good.
It's always kind of fun to play a couple of jokes on the kids like that, or some of them, as long as it's not during an investigation or something like that. It works out really well.
No, it was at the end. And I tell people all the time, we won't mess with you, not one bit, because if you do it once, then the word will get out that your place is fake, that whatever, and it's not like that at all. But if we know the group personally, and it's getting near the end, we may take our big Hannibal Lecter guy that we have and put him somewhere where they don't expect to see him and just wait to hear the scream. But yeah, we don't mess with groups at all when they're in there.
Yeah. We've got a mannequin at Ashmore that it gets moved around at times. So she's in there, and I forget what her name's now been, but she gets moved from one spot to another just to try to scare teams. They do it themselves. I don't do it. I'm like, I got better things to do than move something around. So they do it. It's gone from the first floor up to the third floor, and it's not light. And they just enjoy playing games with it.
Oh, I'm totally down for running around. I will. So there's we do like a tunnel challenge, that big long tunnel. We'll put 2 chairs back to back in the middle and turn all the lights off, and you just sit there, and one looks one way and one looks the other way, Well, there's a door right there that you can access from another way. So after they've been there, a little while or whatever, and if we know them, we don't do it to people we don't know. We'll just appear at that door right there, and it's pitch black, so you can get really close. We'll get them that way.
Yeah, I'd walk down the hallways at Ashmore if I was just checking on something and never carried a flashlight. And because I know the building, I don't need to walk through there. I can walk through there most of the time in the dark, or just with just the ambient light that comes from the outside. But I started scaring people too many times by doing that. So now I carry a flashlight with me just for nothing else other than they see a flashlight coming down the hallway. It makes them feel better.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, if I go in when groups are in there, I announce that I'm coming, so they know it's me, if I have to go in for any reason. but like our team that's there, we have fun, and sometimes we just yell hide and go seek, and everybody's got to go. You just like have to go, and it's all fun and games until you're hidden in a spot and realize you're by yourself. And I don't know what's worse, being the person alone looking for everybody, or hiding in one spot all by yourself in the dark. I don't know. I love and hate the game at the same time.
Since we're talking about that, you remember when I was there this last time, and I was like, when we did the murder mystery thing, and I was the killer?
Yeah.
When you remember when you guys went up to that second floor, I remember I followed you up to the second floor, but then I cut around that other way and I went into that other cell area, and I stayed in there by myself. I was seeing shadows back there, and I was like, man, I can't blow the cover. I just got to sit here and not make any noise, because I'll blow the whole thing. I'll mess the whole thing up. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna hang out and try to ignore that there's movement going on right beside me in that area. It was creepy.
You're like, hey, buddy, not here to hurt anyone, just chilling.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
Maybe they're sitting down hiding next to you or something like that. You get all of a sudden you look, there's a shadow figure on the wall next to you, like, okay, it's like he's playing hide and seek too. So
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, the fun part is like during our haunted house, we have like 40 teenagers in there, and every year the ones that are like in the back part of the jail will be like, hey, this is going on back there. Like somebody's talking in my ear and there's nobody there. Or, they're telling me stories and I'm like, yeah, the ghosties like the haunted house too. But people get messed with, the actors, like during the haunted house. But yeah. I imagine that's a lot of energy coming through with all the people scared and screaming, how much energy that pumps into a building.
I got yelled at one day because of a haunted house. We used to have a haunted house here at the theater, and some lady called me like on a Monday or Tuesday and was complaining that I had a young girl downstairs in my basement. This is at the theater where I live, and I had a girl downstairs in the basement that was way too young to be in this haunted house. And I'm like, we don't have anybody down there that young. She's like, I saw her sitting there. I went through your house. She was sitting on the bed next to another girl, and she explained everything. And I said, there's nobody that young down there. And then she was just a damn it that this girl was there. So I finally realized, like, oh crap, she's seeing that girl that's a ghost spirit here in the building. And I said, I'm gonna have to check, because maybe somebody brought their younger sister in and I didn't know about it, because I'm sure as heck not gonna say, oh, you just saw a ghost, don't worry about it. And but that's exactly what she saw, because we know we've got a young spirit, and right where she saw this girl is where we've got EVPs from this young girl. So it's kind of funny, because you never know what somebody's going to see in these haunted houses, because they may see more than they planned on.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. But how fun.
Oh, it was a blast. When I hung up the phone, I'm cracking up and just like, high-fiving myself, because like, yes, she saw this ghost spirit downstairs. I was like, I know she was there. So, and then I couldn't really ask her too much about it, because it's like, she's not going to believe me anyway. And it's just, she's going to think I'm making fun of her. So I was like, yeah, I'll just stay away from that. And, but it was kind of cool hearing about
it. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. We've had a lot of really good times so far.
Yeah, sure, plenty more ahead.
So yeah, it's always fun to have these locations. There's just a lot of work that most people don't realize, that you spend the time and the efforts it takes to keep them up and going, and the concern and the mental stress that you go through to make sure things are done and all. So it's a tough course.
Oh yeah, just the safety of the whole thing. When you're planning events, you're going to have a lot of people in there. You're like, okay, let's, go through safety for everybody, make sure this is okay. That kind of worry is always hard for me too. But I do love events though. I love when we have a lot of people in there. It's always fun.
Yeah.
And I probably do a lot more research on ghost hunting than I actually talk about to people, because I don't want to bore people to death. I love the ghosties. I love the pictures. I love the stories, but I love research. So it's always cool for me, like when I go in to try new things, for like trigger objects and stuff. So I do spend time doing that kind of stuff too. And I always have fun. I don't know if you guys ever investigate your own place and try different stuff.
Off and on, sometimes I'll kind of wander out there. If there's like, I'll have nights there's nothing on TV, and then I'll just be like, I'm gonna venture out and maybe check it out for an hour or two or something, and just see, what kind of activities going on, and kind of see if there's anything different, maybe that some people might be getting, when they're here. You know what I mean? See if I get anything, maybe any different from being out there by myself.
Yeah, I've kind of quit investigating here at the theater. I don't really want to bring up I don't want to bring up the ghost that likes to hang out in our building too much at all, because he's he's from Joliet prison, and so yeah, just soon not bringing him around. We've got the serial killer that hangs around here, so I kind of avoid that. But and then Ashmore, I haven't had a chance to really investigate. Is what I call it. I've gone with some groups for a couple sessions, but nothing. It's just usually when I'm out there, I'm working.
Yeah, serial killer stuff's interesting though. The one place I always said I really don't want to investigate is an asylum. Because I don't know. I'm afraid that's like a mental trip. Asylums freak me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep, I think some of those can. Marcus was asking about insurance, and I guess I can kind of speak as an expert on that since I've been an insurance agent for like the last 40 years. But you can find insurance for the locations. It's not as tough as you think. Getting liability coverage and all, depending on what the condition of the place is. Getting structure coverage, property coverage is a little tougher. I don't have property coverage out at Ashmore just because I wouldn't insure it myself, because it's not bad condition. It's just a matter of, I don't know that I would really want to afford to pay for it, because it'd probably be about $30 or $40 million is what I'd have to buy for the coverage. And there's no way I'm going to ever, if it went to the ground. Mike and I were just having a discussion today, just like Rose. If you lost the building completely, and Sandy, you'd be in the same situation. If you lost that building completely, there's no putting it back up. You're not going to start doing investigations again with a brand new building there.
No, you're exactly right. And that's exactly what my insurance agent explained to us. Mm-hmm. You're going to insure it, but that would be okay if there's maybe partial damage. Maybe you had a small fire and just lost the front porch. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. But if you have a total loss, you're not going to rebuild. It's not, you can't rebuild that history.
Yeah. Robert and I were talking about this today. The insurance called me today and was talking about different things. And they're like, we gotta change the policy and all this stuff. And, and then they start talking about, if ever, God forbid, a total loss here or anything, then, this is what you're looking at, rebuilding and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, well, Robert and I were just discussing that today. It's not like we're going to rebuild it and it's still going to be Rhodes Hotel. It's going to be here. It's not.
Right. And ours is, I guess, a little different because we have a board. So, we have to insure our board members. We have to insure, we have to have the liability for the tours if somebody fell down the stairs or something like that. And then when the haunted house comes up, we have to have a separate insurance for the haunted house. Mm. It's crazy, but like without it, somebody could really get you if they wanted to, Yeah, there's always liability there.
Oh, yeah.
Even people that want to come in and film. I get a lot of people that want to come in and film music videos because they want that jail cell background, Mm-hmm. But even like that, you got to have some kind of insurance, because if something should happen while they're there filming, they could sue you.
I can tell you how to get by with that. Yeah, I can tell you how to kind of take care of that situation. Tell them that they have to provide you with a certificate of insurance, naming the jail as a additional insured, and then come in and film them, and then you're covered underneath their policy rather than using your own.
We do that also with filming. We do have people show their certificate of insurance, but I have 8 other board members that get terrified sometimes that they'll lose their house, they'll lose this if somebody sues them, and I get it. I get the fear because you see bad stories out there all the time. Yeah. It's just another one of those kind of headaches that go along with the good stuff when you have a historic building that you've opened to the public, Mm-hmm. But yeah, like what I was saying earlier about, researching paranormal stuff, like I know you guys talk about or have heard talk about the chakras, in your body. Mm. And I had this theory going that whatever chakra was strongest in you while you were alive is how you communicate as a spirit. So like if it was your throat chakra, you're probably a talker. Mm-hmm. If it was your root chakra, maybe you're a poltergeist. It was just a theory I was going along with. And I found these candles at the store that burn different colors. And they were actually the colors of the chakra. Oh, huh. So we took them in the jail and we were lighting all the candles and trying to get them to blow out, the one color that went along with their chakra, just trying all different kind of fun things like that. Yeah. And we know like Thursday nights were visitor nights where families could come in and they could bring fresh fruit. If they had somebody, in there as an inmate. So we tried, bringing in fresh fruit on like Thursday night.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it could always trigger something, more activity.
Yeah. Like once you know the routines of the, mm-hmm. How they lived, try to like do something that would go with the routine. Yeah. I just found out that one of our sheriffs, besides Sheriff Holly, Sheriff Clayton, he was up to 1950. He died in office. He was actually hit by a train, and I'm reading about it and I'm like, what if we do train sounds and then I'm like, that's just mean. I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm like, what if his wife's here, and I trigger his wife? I don't know. Yeah. But you start thinking of your ghosties as like, your friends in a weird way.
Yeah, happy with that one.
Well, we're about an hour into this, since you get on. So fortunately, we were able to get you on there. But what have you got? Just give us a little bit as far as where people can reach you and what you got coming up here soon, and how can they book those investigations.
All right. So we do have a Facebook page. It's Old Jail / Sheriff's House. And we do have the web page, but that does different things about our tours and things like that. But that is oldsheriffshouse.org, oldsheriffshousefoundation.org. And then to reach us is crownpointjail@gmail.com. That's our email. You can send in any questions you have, or if you want to ask more about the ghost hunts or anything, and I'll answer those. We are going to be doing that horror St. Patty's Day thing the Saturday after St. Patrick's Day, and I'll be putting that on the Facebook page tomorrow, all about that. And we're going to do a couple more murder mysteries this year, a couple more scavenger hunts in the jail, and we're booking up our ghost hunts now. And they do go fast. So if you want to ghost hunt and you kind of know when you want to come, email, we'll get you on the calendar. And we're open for regular tours every Saturday from 10 to 1 for the Dillinger story and the history of the building. We do special tours. If you get a hold of me and you have a big group and they want to come in on an off day, just let us know, email us. Oh, I completely forgot. Guess what? We have a new fundraiser coming up. We open in May for regular tours. Mm-hmm. So back in the jail, across from Dillinger's cell block, where that other cell block is, we are going to paint that whole wall white, the brick. And it's called Inmate Graffiti. And for a certain amount of money, you can write your name in permanent marker on that wall, or your group's name, whatever you want to put on that wall, and it will stay there forever. Cool. So you will be part of the Inmate Graffiti. Or draw a picture on a brick. Doesn't matter. But that's going to be our big new fundraiser for the year.
Yeah. That's cool.
So I think maybe a lot of paranormal groups will like to get in there and put their name on the wall that they've been there and investigated.
Yeah.
And Dillinger fans.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Well, we're going to have to kind of wrap it up here and let you go so you can take care of your beagles and all too. So they probably want to get outside.
I'm so sorry about not being able to get on. I'm literally 2 laptops, a tablet, and a phone. Story of my life. Sorry.
Right. Hey, we got you on. So
yeah, exactly.
Good. We got you on.
Right. And nobody misses my face anyway. Voice is good.
Well, yeah. You being on with us tonight. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I had a blast. You guys always do a great show. And thanks for all you guys do in the paranormal community too. And with Lost Limbs, amazing foundation you have going there. You help a lot of people.
Thank you.
Both of you. Yeah. Very proud of you guys.
Yeah,
and of course, if you ever need anything from me, just let me know. I'll do everything I can to help.
All right. Sounds good. Appreciate you coming on tonight. And, we will hit you up a little later then.
Yep.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
All right.
Same to you. Thanks, Andy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'll let Mike play with his phone for a second here. And but now I appreciate Sandy coming on and sticking with us, even though it was a little tough to get through there. So,
yeah.
Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Next week, we've got Jeff Waldridge from Creepy People Management and Out the Window Media. Jeff does some stuff with Nick Groff Tour and all, and did the filming for the episode that Mike was on, or actually I guess both of them, that they've done there with the Unlimited Journey. So we'll be talking to Jeff some about that and all too next week.
Yeah, yep. Another fun week ahead. So guys, make sure you tune in and just to throw it out there. If you're watching on some of the other pages like Rhodes Hotel or Ashmore Estates, if you would please go to the actual page, Paranormal Chat on Lost Limbs Foundation Radio. Look for that, search that big, huge name that I put on there, and go and like and follow the page if you would. We appreciate it.
So yeah, you can check it out. We put the episodes up on the LLF Radio on YouTube also. So check those out as well. But unless you got something else, appreciate everybody listening and tuning in tonight.
Yeah, thanks guys. We appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk to you next week.
Good night.
Yeah, night.
My name is Mike, and I'm the founder of the Lost Limbs Foundation. The Lost Limbs Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides assistance to amputee children in need of prosthetics. I started the charity after my own struggles after my leg being amputated just above the knee. Prosthetics cost thousands of dollars, and the average lifespan is 5 to 7 years on a prosthetic. Kids are constantly growing, so they'll go through multiple prosthetics throughout their life. This is the prosthetic leg that I use, and the cost was about $70,000. The Rhodes Hotel is in Atlanta, Indiana, and is owned and operated by the Lost Limbs Foundation. We are currently doing photo shoots, ghost hunts, and special events to help raise money for the charity. For more information, you can go to lostlimbsfoundation.org. With your help, we can help these kids one step at a time.